Welcome. As friends and family, we're gathered here today before God to celebrate. To celebrate a day of marriage, celebrate a day of hope, love, celebrate a day of happiness, and celebrate the joining of the lives of these two individuals, Kevin and Michelle, through marriage. Kevin and Michelle, you come here today to begin your journey in life as husband and wife together. You've thought about this for years, you've planned this for months, and the day is here. And nothing matters more than this day, where you will make promises and commitments to one another to begin your lifetime journey together. You've asked all of us to be here as friends and family to witness the beginning of your married lives together. And we couldn't be more honored to share this day with you. And now our first reading from Jennifer Jarvis.
Union by Robert Colvin. You have known each other from the first glance of acquaintance to this point of commitment. At some point, you decided to marry. From that moment of yes to this moment of yes, indeed, you have been making promises and agreements in an informal way. All those conversations that were held riding in a car, or over a meal, or during long walks, all those sentences that began with, "when we're married," and continued with, "I will," and "you will," and "we will." Those late night talks that included "someday," and "somehow," and "maybe," and all those promises that are unspoken matters of the heart. All these common things and more are the real process of a wedding. The symbolic vows that you're about to make are a way of saying to one another, you know all those things you promised and hoped and dreamed? Well, I meant it all, every word. Look at one another and remember this moment in time. Before this moment, you have been many things to one another. Acquaintance, friend, companion, lover, dancing partner, and even teacher, for you've learned much from one another in these last few years. Now, you shall say a few words that take you across the threshold of life, and things will never quite be the same between you. For after these vows, you shall say to the world, "This is my husband, this is my wife."
So I can't believe the day is here. It's been a year in the making. And knowing the two of you, it's been nothing but laughter and fun. While most people would stress, you've done it with nothing but smiles. And you asked me about a year ago to officiate your wedding, and I couldn't have been more flattered. And I've spent every hour that I possibly could trying to make it perfect, like either one of you would have done for any one of us here. And we sat down and we talked numerous times, and we came up trying to call this something special, so we called it Reflections on Marriage. I scoured books, poems, I talked to my wife, I talked to as many spouses as I could find, called my parents, called my grandparents, tried to get the best advice that I could find. And strangely, through doing that, I looked at you two, and it's what you already had. So somewhere along the way, somewhere in all those dozens of questions I sent you, somewhere in the number of memories we've made as friends together, and somewhere in all that advice, it's really just a reflection of you two. You two are perfect for one another. So, with that in mind, I offer you these words, these reflections on marriage. Marriage is about exploring. It's college in the Midwest, it's work in California, graduate school in New York, and new jobs in Texas. It's new places, adventures, and new friends you have yet to meet. It's getting to do all of that together. Marriage is about weathering your first storm. Marriage is all about the everyday moments. It's the moments between the photos, when you realize you found your soulmate. It's cleaning parties together. It's walks with Murphy. It's as simple as a picnic in Central Park. Marriage is about patience. Sometimes it's waiting 2 very, very long years to get your first real date. Marriage is also about surprise. It's a brilliantly planned sailing trip around Manhattan. It's a sunset in the background, the look in her eyes when you proposed, knowing that that's how she's going to want to remember that moment forever. Marriage is about building a family. Starts as a promise to one another, somewhere along the line becomes a bundle of fur, and soon will be a house full of a few little ones. And to be perfectly honest, marriage is about compromise, which likely means that your family won't be complete until one of those children has red hair. As you build that family, marriage is about recreating those childhood moments you hold so dear. It's driving around to look at Christmas lights with your family. It's having that brother who's always there to protect you. It's becoming the same parents you so love and admire. Marriage is about making room in your life for others. A puppy, 2006 St. Louis Cardinals. Marriage is about hard work. It's no picnic. And for you all, it actually may be a picnic since that's how you met, but you get the idea. It's hard work. Marriage is about taking each day as it comes. It's realizing it's not going to be Six Sigma, it can't be decision model, it doesn't belong on PowerPoint, and it cannot be engineered. It's a business school case study in the unpredictability of life. Marriage is about following your heart. It's knowing your best friend is 3,000 miles away, and you're not going to be complete without her. It's holding that goodbye card she wrote, and knowing you can't live without her, and hoping for this day. Marriage is about all those things and more. So if you've asked me to give my thoughts and reflections on marriage, I offer you this.